Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me talking now. I'm just going to give a moment for everyone to hop in the course here. And I want to make sure that you have access to these slides. So there is a bit.ly address right up here. And I do have a wonderful co-host today, Kristen McCartney, and she is helping me to navigate the chat and admit all of our friends and help get answers to your questions here. So if you can, go ahead and navigate to these slides. You can type this right into your Omnibox here at the top. And it looks like I could share. Maybe I'll share with you too in the chat. We'll make life easy. I always appreciate it when people do that. Don't make me type it in the box. Thanks, Kristen. Okay, everyone's entering. Hopefully you are here for Seesaw Intermediate to Advanced. So that is the course that we'll be doing right now. And just another moment for people to hop in. I see we have about 28 people in the slide deck and about 115 participants. So I'll give just another minute for everybody to make sure that they're into this slide deck. While I'm doing that, I'll go ahead and introduce myself really quickly. My name is Carrie Kunert, and I am a TOSA, and I've been a TOSA for the past 5 or 6 years, and I have been in a number of different roles. My current role, the super new role, is back on the digital curriculum team. I have most recently been working with elementary literacy, and I'm now back on the digital curriculum team because of remote learning. It was determined that there was a need for even more technology support for elementary teachers. So I am one of your liaisons, one of your helpers for elementary, everything comprehensive distance learning. So you'll be seeing a lot of my face this year as we do a ton of training, and I'm here to answer questions for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because we only have 45 minutes. And although that sounds like a long time, it's amazing how quickly that time does go. So the bit.ly is right there. Hopefully you're in this slide deck. And I'm going to progress right through here. You are welcome to ask questions in the chat, and I'm hopefully going to get to a point at the end where I can answer as many of those as possible. And if not, we have a Q&A document that we're starting with all the questions that we're not able to get answered. So please know that we're going to try to find answers to all of those if I don't get to it in this course. I do want to let you know that I planned for this PD on the Patio 3 different courses. Seesaw Basics I taught yesterday, which covered the skills on how you connect, how the journal works, how you do announcements, messages, translation, folders, and how you access the activity library. And that was yesterday, but here you can click on a recording of that session to watch. And all of the sessions from PD on the Patio will be recorded. So you can go back and watch those at any point in time. This session right here is an intermediate to advanced course where we're going to be covering how to create activities, templates, backgrounds in slides, the blog feature, feedback and drafts, and also the skills, the scoring of skills. And again, that's a lot to cover in 45 minutes. So I do apologize if I go quickly. You're welcome to rewatch the video. And I have created this pretty ridiculously big, I get it, slide deck full of resources. So if I went fast and didn't understand what I was talking about, or you need but want some more, see more examples, I have linked all of these to more resources. So you can check out more resources on this huge slide deck. Also, next Tuesday, I will be doing a Seesaw course for updates. So Seesaw was not originally intended to be utilized for remote learning. It is a student portfolio of work and to showcase your thinking. So as a result of this, Seesaw has made a number of awesome updates that I will be sharing with you next Tuesday at 11. And again, I'll link that session right there as soon as It's finished. So I did tell you that this is a ridiculous slide deck with more information than you're gonna need, but I did create for you a table of contents at the beginning that has links to page after page after page, and you're welcome to kind of guide your own learning here. And if you have awesome resources, let me know and I'll happily add those in. All right, I'm gonna step away from this slide deck, but I wanted to make sure that you had it. I'm gonna go ahead and demo some things directly in Seesaw. Because this is an intermediate to advanced course, I'm assuming that everybody here kind of has the basics of how Seesaw works. So I'm gonna jump right into a Seesaw class that I have. Again, I'm not a classroom teacher, so I wish I had more kids and more data in there, but hopefully you can get the idea. Someone asked if they could also be working in their Seesaw simultaneously, and absolutely, your Seesaw account should be active and ready to go, but know that some of those updates haven't occurred yet on all of our Seesaw accounts. So I'm gonna hop into mine. I have my 4th grade little pretend class here, pretending I'm a 4th grade teacher. And the first thing we're gonna take a look at right now is creating activities. So again, I'm jumping right in on you. When you're going to be creating an activity, you're gonna go right to the add button. And an activity is not an announcement, not me letting the class know something. It's because I want the students to turn something back into me. That's what I think of an activity. It's something I actually want them to do. So we're gonna click on add right here in our classroom, and I'm gonna go down to assign an activity. Now, in the previous course, we took a look at the activity libraries that you have already accessible to you, your own personal library. We have a school and district library full of all kinds of different activities, and we have a giant community. And there are so many awesome activities in there that other teachers have already come up with. So you're welcome. I always find myself browsing through there and coming up with ideas for activities perhaps I hadn't even thought of. But if you're gonna go about creating your own activity, okay, there's something you want students in your class to do, right over here on the left, you have this create new activity button. And if you're playing along with me, you can go ahead and click that. All right, this is your blank template for your activity. Up at the top, what is the activity name that you want them to do? And for this example, I'm just gonna do a checklist. So I'm gonna pretend that I want the students to do a self-assessment on their writing. It's gonna ask me to type some instructions. So I'm gonna type whatever, and I'm not gonna waste our time actually typing in the instructions right there for what I want them to do. But the one part I did wanna make sure that I reference is there are those really cute little icons that people put in their directions. And you can get those icons. That's one of the pages I have ready for you in my Seesaw slide deck. So you can look on the table of contents and find the icons. I actually utilize them so much. I keep it right here on my desktop. So I just have it right there. When I'm ready to create an activity in Seesaw, I just have these little icon shortcuts. And it's pretty cool. All you have to do is to enter this little magical text. And when you enter this magical text, if it has a colon, the word followed by a colon with no spaces nor capitalization, it will produce the little icon over to the left where you have inserted that text. And there are all kinds of nice little visual reminders for students so that they can see. I just think it's so helpful when you see, oh, okay, I hit the green check. Thank you for showing me that, versus write a whole long sentence about touch the green check, right? So it helps our students definitely. So I will add one just so we can see one. So I'm gonna hit colon. Let's pretend after the directions I want them to touch check, and that's not working because, who knows? Okay, let's try it again. There we go, check. All right, so I'm gonna ask them to click check, right? Let's just pretend I have beautifully written out directions. We're not gonna waste our time on that. So those are my beautiful directions. I also have the ability to add voice instructions, which is so helpful for students, and also just that humanizing touch to get to hear your voice explaining it to them. So you touch that, you click the button to start recording, and boom, there it goes. All right, students, today we're going to blah, 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 me giving all kinds of fabulous directions to students right here that they can play back and listen to. So it's recording that as a little audio file that goes directly, there it goes. Students are gonna be able to play that back and listen. Now the next portion here is I can give students instructions, or I can give an example. And so this, I have all kinds of options here, which I love. When I hop in there, I have all of these different choices that I can do. So I could take a photo of something. Maybe I just want a picture of what I want them to do. Perhaps I want to actually do it in drawing. I want to show them exactly the skill that I want them to do. So I'm going to say, all right, here's what we're going to do. And I could do it right there in drawing for them. Drawing has some pretty cool new updates where you can actually just record a video right in there as well. I could just record a video of myself. And again, talking about that humanizing touch, if they get to see my face, that's so much more engaging than just reading directions. So I could just record a video of me telling them what I wanted them to do in today's activity. I could upload something. I could write a note, and the note is just a lined piece of paper there. I'm going to delete that. I don't want that. Or I could provide a link, and the link could be, perhaps I want them to watch a video, right? I want them to watch some video clip. I could just insert it right there into the link, and then they would need to watch that video. So I'm going to pretend that I want them to do this writing checklist. And I don't really have a cute little picture of a writing checklist. So all I did is I opened up a Google slide, just a simple Google slide, and I decided that I wanted to insert a picture. So I wanted to insert a picture, and I just searched the internet for it. And I searched up checklist clip art. When I looked over here, I had all kinds of little checklists to choose from. All right, I picked this guy. I just literally drug him over. And I wrote the word writing checklist because I wanted to have a cute little image to go with it. So now that I've made this little image template, I'm going to go over to File, and I'm going to go to Download. And I'm going to pick a JPEG. So I'm just going to download that little slide as a picture. And you'll notice it says, where do you want it? I go, okay, I want it on my desktop because that's where I work, on my desktop. It also puts it down here at the bottom for me. So I'm going to hop back into Seesaw. And again, this part is totally unnecessary, but kind of fun if you just want to label it something. I'm going to go to Upload, and I have a choice of files, and I have this little JPEG down here. So I'm just going to literally drag it right up there. It says, is this the picture that you want? I click the checkbox. Yep, that's what I want. You'll notice that I could have selected it from my Google Drive. I could have selected it from my computer. I just find it easier to grab right here. Touch my little check, and now I have that little image. So that little image is just sitting right here. It's just kind of a nice little touch. Showing the kids that assignment. That's the little visual that they're seeing. This is their writing checklist. Okay, now the next portion is the student template. You can create a student template, or you don't have to at all. You could just ask the students, say, please open up a drawing and do the following, or please submit your Google Doc to me in Seesaw. So I'm going to pretend here that I want to give them this writing checklist. So I'm going to touch Add Template for Student Responses, and I have all the same options right there. So as this example, I'm just going to go ahead and upload, and I'm going to upload the checklist. So I have this great little fantasy writing checklist that I used last spring, and I'm just going to drag that right in there. You'll notice it's a PDF that I just saved. And when I drag it in there, Seesaw is going to magically stick it into drawing already for me, and it's going to make it. It was a 3-page PDF, and it's making it 3 pages for me. So that is already done. The students will have all 3 of these checklists. If I decided I didn't want the 6th grade version, no problem. I have these little 3 dots over here, and I can click on those little 3 dots, and I can just delete that page. Yep, I don't want that one. I just want them to have access to the 5th grade one. Beautiful. All right, they're going to peer edit, and then they're going to mark their checklist. Beautiful. All right, that's what I want the students to have. But you know what? I really wish that I had given them better directions. Or I wish I would explain something. I can add another page right over here, and I can slide them around. So let's pretend I want to put the directions right on this assignment for them. Let's see here. Remember, I'd like a picture. I like pictures. It makes me happy. So I could take that little picture I'd already done of the writing checklist, and I could stick it right in here, right? All right. So there's that beautiful little title I created for you. And you know what? I'm going to give you some directions for how exactly I want you to do that. I can insert a video. This is a new feature that Seesaw didn't previously have. So here's me, super nice and close. Ah, yuck. Okay, so here's a video of me talking directly to my students right there in the assignment. All right, guys, here's what we're gonna do. I want you to take blah, blah, blah. I have 5 minutes per page to be talking to the students. So I could keep going and going and going, but I'm not. We're gonna do a nice short video and I'm done. Beautiful. That's a keeper right there. You'll notice now it inserts that video right on top of the slide. I can manipulate where I want it to go. I can resize it. Whoa, we don't need me that big. That's plenty big enough. Yeah, so I have the ability to resize it. The students right on that page can see me giving the directions, right there. Could also be you on a drawing showing them exactly how to do the checklist, right? So all of that could be embedded right there. I know last spring we had issue with read aloud, and that was difficult to find ways in order to do read aloud. And I know people couldn't get beyond the 5-minute limit. Well, this would be a potential possible workaround. You could take a photo of the page and read just that page. You have 20 pages that you can use now in drawings, and you can put a video on each one of those 20 pages. And each one of those pages would be a 5-minute video, right? Like, not that you would do it that long, but you absolutely could. So there is me giving directions. You've got your writing checklist. Boom, I'm gonna touch. I'm good to go. I could type on this. I could write on this. I could do voiceovers on this. I could change it to be a fancy backgrounds if I wanted. I could insert some fun shapes if I wanted. All of those are options there. So I'm going to pretend I'm happy with that. Oh, it says, okay, Carrie, are you good? You happy with all the things? I'm going to go down here to the bottom and where it says more options. So down under more options, I could type in here some teacher notes. And if you find an activity from another teacher, oftentimes they'll give you a little heads up like, oh, I use this with Lucy Calkins' unit, blah, blah, blah. So you can see it right there. That students, excuse me, can't see those. But if you're sharing with other teachers, you could give a little heads up. This would be perfect in our unit on whatever to share with your teammates perhaps. We're gonna talk skills in just a moment. So I'm not gonna add a skill to that, but I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Okay, boom, there is my fabulous activity. It's generating it for me. It's exciting. All right, there is that little example that I put up for the students. Here would be my awesome directions. Again, remember I put that little icon code in there, so it made it into a check mark. There's my instructions. There's that audio that I recorded, and this is what the students are going to do. That's that 3-page template that I have ready for them. Now that I've created that, I can go right ahead and assign it to my class if I want to. If there's something I wanted to go back and change, I could go over here to this 3-dot menu, and I have all kinds of options here. I could add it to a collection, and a collection is just like a folder. So if I created a whole folder around this writing unit, I could put all the activities in there just so they're easier to find when navigating. I use this one a whole lot. If I really like this activity that I've done and I want to do it again a different time, if I just copy and edit it, it will just make a duplicate that I can slightly change the directions, or I could change the writing checklist in there. If I want to go back and change something, if I touch edit, it just takes me right back in to make any changes that I want to make. You also could delete it if you want, or you can share it. So if I go here to sharing, I have all kinds of options in there as well. We have those libraries. You could choose to share it to all of Seesaw, the entire world of Seesaw, if you're feeling really brave and happy with your activity, and I'm sure people would appreciate it. You could choose just to share it within our district. So you could post it to that district school and district library, or you could choose to email it to your friends, your co-workers, your teammates, right? You could share it to social media if you're feeling it. You could get this teacher link, and I grabbed this one a lot. So I copy this one right here, and in our lesson plans, like for my team, I would insert that right there so that my teammates had access to that particular activity that I just created. And this is a quick spoiler at the new Seesaw features next week. There is now a super, super, super needed new share activity that's not obviously live yet, but it's to get a student link. And this is the part I really, really, really think that they We were really lacking this. It was really hard to direct students directly to a specific activity. Like if you had a Google slide for the week and you wanted to say Monday do this activity, Tuesday do this activity, you couldn't link the kids directly there. But in the new update that's supposedly coming about August 14th, there will be a student link. So if you copy the student link and you put it in a forward-facing thing for students, they'll be able to get directly to the activity, which is really huge. All right, so I'm happy with activity. It looks awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and assign it to my class. So when I click on assign over here, I happen to have more than one pretend classes, but you might, if you're in a specialist role, you might have more than one class over there. I'm gonna send it to my 4th grade little class right here. I can assign it to them directly right now, or you could assign it to multiple classes if you have them, or I can use this schedule. And I really like that. I don't want kids to have access to this until Thursday. So I'm going to make sure that they don't have access. Oops, that's Friday, whatever. They don't get this till Friday at 11:20 apparently. So I have set it to not go live until this time right here. So that helps you could do better lesson planning for the week or whatever, and not confuse kids with too many assignments sitting in Seesaw staring at them. So I'm pretending that I'm assigning that later. Beautiful. On the student end, if I'm back in my class and I'm a student and I go to my activities, I would have a little red flag over here that said I had an activity to complete. And another quick spoiler alert is that in the new update, instead of just having these categories, I have to remember what they're called. I think they're called activities that you haven't completed yet, activities that are like in process, and activities that you have already submitted. So that is a new feature that's coming again that will help organize workflow for kids a lot better. Like, what do I still have to do? So that is being updated, which is super fabulous. Awesome. Okay. So that's a quick rundown on activities. And activities is really the bread and butter. Like that is, to me, the awesome way to utilize the features of Seesaw. If you're utilizing Google, everything from Google Drive automatically goes right into there. So you can just add whatever directly from your Google Drive, which is just absolutely awesome. All right, so we've done activities, we've created templates. Ooh, I forgot. Other new feature of Seesaw, so let's pretend I'm creating another new activity. I'm creating an activity and I wanna give the kids an example here. I'm gonna make it a drawing. I know a number of people have utilized choice boards and they've created amazing choice boards for kids to use. And I did want to let you know that now you can actually do that right within Seesaw. So they have added a feature right here where you can include a link. So let's pretend I had an awesome video and I was going to have one ready. I had it ready. Let's see here. I'm going to grab a monkey video, right? We're doing a study of animals and I want them to watch this video, which looks spectacular. I for sure want them to watch this video about monkeys. I grab the YouTube, a monkey on a skateboard. Yes, please. Awesome. Kids are going to love that. If I insert that link in here, I paste that little link in there, and then there we go. There is the video. So I can shrink down this little video right here and I can create my own monkey choice board, right? What? That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. So monkey choice board, awesome. Students, here you go, have fun. All right, monkey choice board, I put a title up at the top. I probably want to change the background color. You get it. You can make it look fancy. I could add in books on monkeys and videos on monkeys and readings from whatever on monkeys. So I give them all of these different options for a monkey choice board. So you used to have to create that separately and then import it. And now you can create it right in here, which is really, really nice. That ability to add a link. I know somebody asked if you could. This does, when your student hops on here, it does take them outside of Seesaw. It did take them to YouTube to watch that video. So that's something to be aware of. I know a number of people have gone beyond that by utilizing a Google slide. So if I created a new slide, let me give myself a new slide, and I insert that video. So I'm just going to get rid of those boxes, get it out of my way. If I insert that video, I'm going to insert my awesome monkey video that I just found. All right, there we go. Now that video is inside of Google Slides. It's not inside of YouTube anymore. So I know that it is safer. The kids can't click around to all of, the other things on the side that they have. So lots of times I would import it right in here. And I don't know if you notice over here at the right, this is a 16-minute video, which is a super long video. I don't necessarily want my kids to watch a 16-minute video. So you can determine the time you want it to start and the time that you want the video to end, right? So that's pretty cool feature to have right there. You can give it a drop shadow, position it differently if you wanted to. So once kids have that, I would go down to File and I would just publish this to the web. So when I publish it to the web, I get this, how do you want it? Do you want it to just start them automatically on them? And I obviously would take out the writing checklist, but let's just pretend for fun. I'm going to publish it. It says, are you sure you want to? I say, yes, I want to. I get that little link right there. And now that's just like a published video to watch. So let's see if it works here. Let's cross our fingers. If I insert that, it should, yep. It takes me, and again, I left that writing checklist there, but that monkey video would have the picture of the monkey there instead of the writing checklist. It has a picture of whatever the video is. So that's a nice little workaround. I don't believe there are a certain limit of links. I haven't achieved the limit of links per page. So there's my awesome monkey choice board. And again, I could make that multiple pages if I wanted to, but I think that's really nice. And it's just so much simpler than having to create it elsewhere. So kids can do a lot of the work right inside of Seesaw. I could have, so that is my example. I want them to watch this, and then I could have a template, right? I want them to do something as a result of it. So after you've watched your monkey choice board, what are 5 things you learned about monkeys? And whatever, I could have an activity here for them to do. And you can literally just create it right here, right? So 5 things I want you to do. I could have it really cute. You can now just insert pictures. So I know people are having fun with Bitmojis, right? So you could get the Bitmoji extension, which is super fun. You get to personalize it so it has awesome pictures of you. And there's me. And let's see here. I want this picture of me rooting on my favorite team, and it can just insert it right into your picture. So why is it not working? My Bitmoji is not sliding in like he's supposed to, but you get the idea. You can just grab images and you can slide them right into your, so you could make this thing. I could have pictures of monkeys all over. It could be a really, really fun place for the kids to go and complete their activity. Okie dokie. All right, we did templates. We did activities. What's next? Creating backgrounds. We talked about that in slides. I use slides all the time. Slides is how I create, everything. So I want a new slide, and if I want to create a background in a template that I don't want the kids to be able to touch or whatever, right? So I'm going to ask you, these are like just the background where they can't mess with it. 2 different ways to do it. I could make it in here. I could say, I want you to do 5 things, and I'm going to make a shape. These are 5 things you learned about monkeys. Beautiful. You're going to put that there. We're going to have the emoji for how happy you are today, and I'm going to list your 3 emojis. Hopefully you're following me, right? You pick how happy you are, and I could have all these cute little emojis lined up, and this would be my template for what I want you to do every single day for me, right? This is my morning welcome greeting or whatever, and I know it looks horrible, but you get the idea. And I would go ahead and, just like I did before, I would download that as a picture, a JPEG. It's just going to create this really horrible, but let's pretend it's cute, 5 things. And then when I go into Seesaw, I can create a new activity, and I can just stick that as the template that the kids are going to do their work right on top of. So I'm going to upload, I'm going to drag it right in there, 5 things. And I know it looks horrible, but Yeah, there we go. There's 5 things. I could have all kinds of cute images and whatever. Now, when the kids go to do their work on top of this, they can't mess with anything, right? I'm erasing right over it and it's right there. So that's one option. Another option is you can lock the items in place. So if you created something, you created some text, and you didn't want the kids to be able to mess with it, you have all kinds of options here. You could lock it in place, right? So if I lock it right there, the students can't manipulate it, right? They're stuck. So you could create a template that way as well by locking things down on them if you don't want them to be able to move things. So that's how I would go about creating a template. I'm going to delete that awesome work that I just did. Let's see what else is on our list. Blogs. Let's talk blogs really quickly. I created a page for you in the Seesaw support slide deck about blogs, and I am going to jump into my settings. I'm getting back to my class really quickly. See how quickly that's spinning? Okay, back to my class. And in the settings, you have this little wrench here in the upper right-hand corner, and the wrench enables all of your different settings, from inviting families to, my goodness, the permissions that you give the students on a number of things. Down here, you have the option of a class blog. And the class blog is a forward-facing blog, website, if you will, place to showcase work. If I say that I want it on, I have these, it's just kind of giving me a warning that this is going to be a public blog, that all the, you can choose a password. Anything that I put on there is going to be approved by me first. And I can actually connect, with other classrooms to start collaborating. So yes, I definitely want to set up this blog. What do you want your URL to be? I don't know. I don't really have a class, so let's just pretend. And it will tell you whether or not, oh, someone actually took that. That's funny. Test 4th grade class. Someone, oh yay, that happens to be available. Beautiful, that's the name of my blog. You could put your name there, whatever. So I have some options here. I can enable comments on the blog. People can, this is also pretty awesome for sharing with parents, right? Because in your Seesaw account, we're setting that up so that students cannot see each other's work. So this is a way that you can get an opportunity for students to collaborate more. I'm going to, just for security, I'm going to go ahead and put a password on there. So what is the password I want? I'm going to use the word secret, because that's super secret. All right, beautiful. All right, I have got my blog all set up. Students' first names and profile icons will be shown. Last names are never shown for students or parents. Good to know. I didn't know that. I just learned that. All right, beautiful. There's my blog. It's all set up. And they're showing me right here that when you see an item and you want to share it on your blog, there is this awesome little globe-looking icon where you can share that to your blog. So my blog is created. You have it over on the right side of your Seesaw account right here. So here's my blog. I can click on it, and right now I could customize the header of my blog. Right now I don't have anything in my blog quite yet. So if I go over to my journal, and I'm gonna pick some really fabulous post. Maybe we had a picture that someone did, a project that someone did. Probably not someone's writing checklist, right? You get, okay, oh yes, this is awesome. I super wanna share this. So there's this little blog icon down here. I say, yes, I wanna share that on my blog. And it says, are you sure you wanna share it? Absolutely, I do. And let's see, did it magically get over there? Dun, da, da, da. Let's see, oh, it's thinking, that's a good sign. All right, so there is something that I wanted to share with my family, so that it's generating that post right there. I could have a cute little header at the top that says, Mrs. Kunert's 4th grade class, come to our blog to see what we've been up to. Students could write a cute little newspaper or whatever, shoot a video. As long as you had permission from those students to share it, you could share it, again, just within the safety of your class. So I think that part's really nice. And I do have comments enabled, so we could share posters that we had all created, and students could comment right here on them. Remember, every time you comment, you have the ability to type the comment, or students can verbalize. So they can record their voice sharing their comment as well, which is really nice. What a great digital citizenship community building to take a look at someone's poster about their life and give comments and compliments to each other. So the blog is a nice way to do that, again, password protected, and build more of a sense of community right inside of your Seesaw account. So that is the blog. I am running out of time. See, I told you it goes fast. Feedback, drafts, and skills. Here I go. I'm going to jump into skills next. And skills is the way that you score work. Okay, so let's pretend I have an activity here and I've assigned the students to do something. Okay, how about that writing checklist? So the writing checklist, when you're creating that activity, at the very bottom of that activity, you have the ability to, under more options, you have the ability to decide if you want it put in a folder, which I always do because I like it to be organized. That's writing, beautiful. I want it to go immediately into their writing folder. And you have the ability to tag a skill. Now, these skills have been pre-populated for you based upon what grade level you teach. So in this example, I'm a 4th grade teacher, so I get the 4th grade report card standards, right? I've got behavior skills in here, reading skills, writing skills. For this one, I'm choosing to just tag this skill right here, that I'm writing narratives. I could choose more than one skill. I'm actually not sure how many skills you could do. Someone just asked if you could post work to the blog. Can students do it? Yes, students could choose one of their best works and they could post it to the blog, but you would have to approve it. Sorry, I got unfocused there for a moment. So let's pretend I tagged that skill. All right, that skill is now attached. So I'm saying this assignment works upon that skill. I'm going to save that right there. When students turn in their activities to me, I go on the activity tab and I'm going to go to that activity, this gray bar right here. When I touch this gray bar, I can see I have one student who has responded and no one's waiting for my approval, no drafts, no kids have not done it because I only have one student in my class. So I click on that little gray bar and it gives me a beautiful status of the class. I can see right here, and again, I have one student. If I had 30, you would see 30 little boxes here where I could see how everyone had done. And it wouldn't say sample student, it would say their names across there. In terms of checking off who has completed work and who hasn't, this is a lifesaver for me. I look right here, and if I'm missing yours, then let's talk, right? So, all right, I see this student's work right here, and it has a skill attached. So let's take a look at how this student did on this writing checklist, and we'll pretend there's some awesome work there. Down at the bottom here, you have this skill, the little graduation cap thing, and it opens up, and this is the skill that I tagged that works on, that I believe this assignment is attributed to. You could add more if you wanted to. You also have the ability to type in a new skill. So maybe it's not a specific report card skill, but it's something that you want to assess students on. It is currently on a 4-point scale. So right here, I can look at how the student did and I can decide by touching that they earned 2 stars on that. They earned 1 out of 4 in terms of proficiency. So I think of proficiency grading when I look at this. So I do like also that it's color coded. You can change the colors in your wrench icon. I happen to like the traffic signal, like stop, you know, warning, okay, we're good, and we're smooth sailing on that particular skill. But you can change the colors if you'd like to. So, all right, I gave that student a 4, which is spectacular on that assignment. All right, I'm checking off. I can do the whole class like that. So I can open up this assignment and I can, again, I only have one student, but I would be able to look at all the students right there and see how they all had done on that particular skill. So I can just score the whole class. I'm gonna hop out of here and I'm gonna go to my skills view over here. Now, in terms of grading and reporting, I only have one student and I only looked at 2 skills, but you could have in there a number of different pieces of evidence toward proficiency in a particular report card standard. So I could look at how they are doing in writing narratives. This little 1 right here indicates that there is one example, one piece of work in there, and you'll notice that it is color coded, that their most recent work in that area is that dark green, because I I did give a 4. So that's what the dark green means. So at a glance, I could have a number of students down the side and a number of skills across. And I do love that color coding to be able to see, ooh, I need to make sure to have a small group session with these kids. I'm going to do a Zoom breakout room with these kids and we're going to go over this skill or whatever. So it's a really nice way at a glance to gather data. And I know we haven't utilized it as much as it's kind of like next level, right, for Seesaw. So if you can maybe just start with a skill or two and assess a few students on those, I think that would be hugely, hugely beneficial for students to see that feedback. And also when I was in there, oops, I grabbed the wrong assignment. Oops. All right, let me go back to that writing checklist. So I gave that student the skill when I was looking at that student's work. The other thing is to be able to give them immediate feedback. So you could like their assignment if you'd like to. You can comment on their assignment again. And in the sake of time, I'm not the world's fastest typer, but as you can probably tell, I can talk quickly. So I could much faster give them a quick little oh my gosh, could you focus on, I could give them feedback written right in there for them to hear, which is just, again, a nice personal touch. Okay, what is this guy right here? I forgot. Oh, I can make a private note. I forgot about that one. I could make myself a little private note, like, ooh, make sure and touch base with Sarah about her multiplication, right? Like I will be able to see those notes later. I can leave myself a message that I can listen to later to make sure that I have contacted with Sarah, just kind of flagging for myself. I can put it in a folder. I could say, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I want to share that to our class blog, and I could share it to our class blog right there. So those are a number of different feedback pieces that you have right there to share. Okay, oh my goodness. How am I doing? I have 4 minutes to spare. Not bad. Did we do all the things? Activities, yes, blog, feedback. Oh, I talked a little bit about drafts, and drafts are being updated where students are working on something, and if they're not finished and they have to step away from their computer for whatever reason, they have the ability to say that they are not done. It's in a draft stage. So if I've started this awesome activity right here, but I haven't finished it, instead of doing the check mark saying that I am done, I would touch this little orange draft button right here, and it just sort of saves it for me to jump back in and complete that at a later point in time. Okay, friends, I know that was a ton of information thrown at you very quickly, but we did get through all the things that I had hoped to. Let's see here. I know, Kristen, do we have like a common theme in questions that I could address really quickly?
Yes, and I'm trying to grab it real quick. When people are creating lessons, whether that's a TOSA or a teacher, is the district going to create some guidelines around some of the labeling and tagging?
Now, you know what? That's an excellent question. I know that was happening in the spring, and that was so teachers could find things. I have not been given that directive so far this year, and I've been creating some activities. I have not been given that directive, so not that I know of. Is that helpful?
It's yeah. I'm going to real quickly go back through, but if other people want to throw questions in the chat while I'm seeing if I can grab some of those questions.
And if you haven't, I apologize that this slide deck is so huge, but it's so huge because there are literally tons and tons and tons of resources. So if you haven't had an opportunity, like all of the things I just covered today, there are more videos linked here on how to do them. So if you needed a little bit, a little refresher in there, you're welcome to go back here. And again, all those updates, I have them all listed out for you. And again, if you can't make that session, I have slides here for you of what all those updates are. I know a number of people are looking to create Bitmoji classrooms. So I've created some resources for you there as well. And it's on slide 59 for those of you following along. 59, and it actually, these top 2 links, if you're wanting to create Bitmoji classrooms, these top 2 links have so many resources there and ready to go rooms. Like if you don't want to devote 8 months of your life to creating it, you just want to slide it in as your homepage, you're welcome to do that. And those updates, it starts on slide 60. So I have shown you what all the updates are going to be. So you're welcome to check that out there as well.
And I created a Q&A document with some of the questions so that we will have that up on TeacherSource as well.
Perfect. Perfect. I want to thank you all for coming. I know that was a ton of information. Again, I am part of the digital curriculum team, and our job is to make sure that you feel comfortable utilizing the technology resources for remote learning. So if there is something that you need, let us know. We are currently planning more courses. And I did forget at the super end of my slide deck, crazy end, and maybe Kristen already did it. You can receive TeacherSource credit if you click on this link right here. I'm all the way down on slide 77. So if you click on this center link right here, this will take you right to the TeacherSource page where you can go ahead and do the self-check-in and receive credit. You need to be registered for that course. So you can register there and you can receive credit. And finally, I promise this time it's finally, slide number 78 is course feedback. If this is a great place for you to tell us, if you click right here on this PD on the Patio, the link is right beneath it. You can tell us what you need, right? Moving forward, we will definitely mine this chat, and we are adding answers to the Q&A document all the time. But it helps us to plan. So after these initial PD on the Patio sessions, what else would you like? What do you need? And we'll get working on those as well. So the check-in link is on slide 77. I believe it's right here on this TeacherSource. Let me go there, make sure I put it on. I hope so. There you go. You can just check in right there. All right, friends, thank you so much for coming, and go enjoy the sunshine, right? Get outside, get off your patio, right? Enjoy the sunshine, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, that was great.
Thank you.
Do you have your landing page there anywhere?
Landing page? What do you mean by that?
Like, what do they go into in your imaginary class? Would they click on Seesaw first, or go to like a week thing that's in a Google Doc or something first?
In terms of like
you did a Google Classroom, didn't you? Where they click on different things, where Seesaw would be a link then?
You could absolutely. And because they have that new link for students, that's a game changer. So the fact that you can link an exact activity to something like a Google slide, that's huge.
Okay. So you're expecting when your kids get up in the morning, they open Seesaw first?
If I had my own classroom, I would create a Google slide, just because I think that's the way my brain works. I would create a Google slide that had our to-do list for the day, and I would have it there.
That would be where?
You could share that as an announcement.
So it would still be in Seesaw?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I would definitely insert, that's how my brain works. I would have like a homepage nicely organized for them of, here's what we're doing for today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
or for the week.
Yeah, like the week at a glance, or here's Monday, right? Monday at a glance.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I'll be teaching a Google Slides session next week. So in that session, we'll be going over how to create templates and create embed slides and do Bitmoji classrooms. And so you're
Okay.
welcome to
And
join.
choice boards, is that choice boards part of that too?
Yep, choice boards as well. Yes, that will be on Wednesday, the 19th.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
To follow up on that, I have a question, Carrie. This
Yeah.
is Darlene Anderson. You
Hey.
had mentioned the Bitmoji classrooms,
Yep.
and then you said on the homepage. Did you mean a homepage on Seesaw, or sending it as an announcement as the first thing they wake up to in the morning?
I would probably send it as an announcement.
Okay, what did you mean by the homepage?
Well,
putting
I know it's tricky. If I had my own classroom this year, I would probably create, and this is certainly a don't have to, but just the way my brain works, I'd probably create like a simple Google site
uh-huh.
that just had my Bitmoji classroom or my homepage on it. Just so there was a landing place, that it wasn't that you had to find in Seesaw World, that there was like a boom, here you go, here's where you go, friends.
Right.
And then from there, it would link to all the places that I needed them to go.
Okay.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah. Okay. So they would land on your Google site
Yeah.
first, like wake up in the morning, and then they can click on to reading and go, and that would take them directly to Seesaw.
Yes, I think that's how I would do it this year, especially now that I have the student link. So now they could touch Monday reading and boom, it takes me right to there. And I could have the mini lesson right inside that Seesaw activity already embedded for them. Just less clicking.
With
but,
the video right there on the Seesaw.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're doing Google Sites next week?
Yes, next week. So basics are on Monday. They're all at noon. So
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Basic, intermediate, and advanced.
Oh, awesome. Oh, there they are. Yeah. Oh, thanks so much.
You are welcome.
All right. See you.
All right.
Hi, I have a question regarding Seesaw. How can I access them? Because I was looking through that I don't think I have access. I was teaching middle school, and now I'm in elementary.
That's an excellent question. You stumped me on that one. You're in elementary, so we need to get you. Do you mind sending me an email?
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. If you sent me an email with your name, that I can double check. And what school you were at?
I'm gonna be okay.
That's okay. I believe they are rostering. I think that the current Seesaw accounts are from last year. And in August, as soon as class lists are established, I think they're going to be re-rostering. So we do want to definitely make sure that we get you an account. So if you send me your name, I'll make sure that that happens.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for attending on a summer day.
Hi, Carrie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. I've been on leave for 2 years.
Okay.
So would that mean that I don't have a Seesaw account?
Did you look on your bookmarks? Did you try to log in to Seesaw?
No, I didn't quite know where to go. So that would be the way to go about going in. I tried to log in with just like my district password and my district email, and that didn't work.
Okay. Will you email me your name and and the school that you're at, and I'll make sure that you get.
Yeah, I have like my own like personal one.
Yeah.
So I just like logged into that to like try to mess around a little bit. But
Yeah.
I just figured it'd be nice to get in before too long.
Yeah.
Especially since I wasn't there in the spring and I just like a little bit of a refresher.
Absolutely. No, but that's perfect. If you have a personal one, you can play, but it won't have all the features of, because we have the paid for Seesaw for Schools account. So you won't have skills and you won't have all the bells and whistles, but for a few days till we get it hooked up, that you can play with activities and
Okay, so email you and
Yeah, if you don't mind, that would be perfect. Then I can follow up.
perfect. All right. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. You say hi. Shoot, there's a little one here.
Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh.
She's Nikki. It's her
Precious.
birthday too.
Precious. Yay, happy birthday.
She let me take a little work break.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. All right. Say bye-bye.
I'm gonna go shove some food in my mouth. Carrie, did you see the note that kinder teachers have PD on the 18th and 19th?
I did. Maybe we schedule another. I don't know what happens after PD on the patio.
Right.
Like the next week, I'm happy to schedule a, especially kinder specific would be fabulous.
Yeah.
'Cause it's so different.
Yeah. And then I probably need, I don't know if it's a Steve question or a Pep question. There is so much of an ask for iPads for like K2, K3.
I asked Kayla last night.
Okay.
We were talking about teachers, right? Teachers need iPads.
But they're saying even for like their kiddos,
Yeah.
for those students rather than a Chromebook.
She was saying to give them all the kid ones. I'm like, but the kids need them too. Why are they just
Right.
sitting in buildings? Like,
Right. No, those should go to children.
Yeah, maybe the older kid ones, like they 4th, 5th graders don't need one.
No,
But
they need an
kinder
iPad.
first, yeah. We'll chat with Pep.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna go help Jen.
Thank you so much for your help.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
I was like, oh, I don't know the answer to all this, but we'll figure it out. You did a great job.
Thank you. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Good job. Okay.